Hey folks, this is Johnny. Welcome to another home studio trainer video, and today we are going to take a look at creating samples. We're going to create samples for sample 1 and for impact. Alright, let's go right to the classroom, and you can see here I've got some pre-recorded stuff all set. I've got a drum beat with just a single chord, not a progression, but a single chord held with strings, like this. So now let's say I want to build a drum kit out of these out of the drum playing here, and I want to actually but I want to actually include this sample and use it in sample 1 so I can play across the whole keyboard. It is very, very simple. All right, so the first thing that I did here, and I will show you over here, is I created a folder, just a quick folder called Quick Samples. Oddly enough. All right, so I've got a kick, I've got a closed hi-hat, I've got a snare, I've got a floor tom, and so on and so forth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build my drum kit first using these samples. All right, so let's see here. I'm going to go to Instruments. I'm going to bring in Impact. Well, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh, good, it went in between. I thought I put it on top of a track. All right, so here is impact. So the first thing I want to do is I want to pull up an empty kit. And I have one pre-made here called empty. There we go. So now all of the pads are just like this. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to start cutting the samples. So if you look right here, I think I've got everything I need, maybe right here. So let's see. So we're going to actually use our split tool, and we're going to cut out a kick. We're going to cut out a hi-hat. I'm going to cut out a snare. I'm going to cut out a floor tom. And I'm going to cut out a mid tom. And of course a crash. Just like that. So now I'm going to go to my files again here. And let me see, open this up. I'm going to go to Files. And there we go. I'm on my desktop. You can actually get to there by clicking Files and going to Desktop. And then I want Quick Samples. There we go. There's an open folder. Nothing in it. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my pointer. And I'm going to take a kick. I'm going to put it in this little folder here. And if you don't touch anything else, it'll just save it as a wave. I'm going to take a hi-hat. I'm going to take a snare. I'm going to take a floor tom and a mid tom. A crash. All right, so the first thing I want to do is I want to build my drum kit. So I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to click Save. And I'm going to open up a new song. I'm going to go back here, new song. And I'm going to bring in impact. I was going to do it in the same song I created the samples, but I'm going to show you how to move them to a new kit. So I'm going to go here and do what I did before. I'm going to go look and find the empty. There we go. So now, in this, I am going to go back to the files, and you can see it's still open. So the first one I want, I'm just going to use my keyboard here to trigger this. I want my kick drum key right there. I can also do it on the atoms. I'm going to use this for the kick. I'm going to use this for the snare. I'm going to use this for the closed hi-hat. And I'm going to use these two for the tom. So here is a mid tom. I'm going to move that right there. I'm going to actually bring in another version of the mid tom so that I can hit it on 2 keys. And then I want my floor tom. First one's going to be here. I'm actually, it's flashing because I'm hitting the key on the keyboard, then the position that I want it to play. And then I want another floor tom here. So now I can, oh, I almost forgot my crash. So where is my crash? There's my crash. I want it there. So now I can literally play the kit out. Just like that. All right, so I built my samples. Now, I can also go into some of the samples and really zoom in on the starting points like this. And if I want that, if I want this crash to really hit immediately, I think I can also do that with, let's see, my snare. You really want the snare to kick in. You can use this to adjust it, zoom in, and then go to the beginning of the snare sample. You see it's not quite hitting. So we're going to go like this. There we go. That's perfect. And the same with the kick. So let's go ahead and move this up for the kick. There we go. Now, you're probably wondering about the keyboard sample. So let's go back to the other song, and let's find a place to grab the keyboard sound. All right, so it looks like it's this whole thing here. So I'm going to take my cut tool, I'm going to go to the beginning and just somewhere at the end, and I can adjust those in sample 1 if I want. All right, so I'm going to go back to my pointer. I'm going to take this guy and put him in the quick samples folder. So that is the viola section. All right, let's go back to the other song and let us bring in sample 1. And it's really just this simple. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I can trigger sample 1 with my keyboard. I am literally going to go back to the files, go to the viola section, drag it in, boom. Now it sounds a little loud, so we can make some adjustments. Let's take the master volume. And it's actually playing kind of low, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually use the transpose, and I'm going to go up a bunch. There we go. And you see, you hear how it cuts off? We want the release to be a little bit easy. So if I bring this up, maybe it's this one. Oh, there it is. I can turn down the reverb a little bit, make it a little bit bigger. Now, for another video, at some point, I can go through all these adjustments. You see how I actually was adjusting the wrong thing at first, and I went to the amp section, and I finally found the release that I wanted. I can actually have it trail off even more. So I have to go through all of these so we can really see some of the power behind it, but you've got everything from modulation options. You've got delay. You can do all sorts of stuff. If you have a single sound, if you've got chords like I have here, you can actually layer and create things with percussion and just merge the samples. You can do a whole lot with just being able to go and create some tracks, cut some pieces of the tracks to create your samples. All right, so I hope that I didn't go on too long looking for that release setting, and I will see you guys all in the next video.